Hello everybody, Jose Rodriguez here. As you can see, I have a whole list of topics to cover. We're going to do these one by one. The first one is going to be rather interesting because a lot of people want to know the truth behind this. I'm sure you have seen in your driver for Canon and or EPSON, and only certain EPSON and certain Canon printers, by the way, the so-called black and white mode. And on EPSON, it would be advanced black and white. What exactly does that mean? What does it do? What does it offer than just printing an image that you converted to black and white, say in Photoshop, produces? So is one better than the other? Well, the only way to do that is to actually test it. And I'll tell you what the differences are between each approach. So if you take your color image after you have edited it, convert it to black and white, you can do some filter adjustments also. You can adjust what was red, you can adjust what was green, what was blue, what was yellow, and give it that perfect difference in density. Because sometimes, say, you might have something that was red and green, but they're the same density, and they look the same shade of gray in a black and white image. So you can play around until you get the results that you are after visually. So now you want to print it. Well, that file is still an RGB file. It has a red channel, a green channel, and a blue channel. So you want to keep it in RGB mode. Now, you send it over to the printer, and now you're going to be confused because you don't know what to do. Well, you have two choices. If you already have a very good ICC profile for that particular paper, printer, and ink combination, then you can just go ahead and just print with that. You will get a perfect result. I'll show you. These were printed with Precisioncolors Signature Edition inks for the Pro-100. These were the ones just recently released, and I went ahead and tested it. And this is just simply printing with the driver. Okay, with a custom profile, it would even be better. And I don't have a copy right now because it's in there in my stack of prints. But anyway, take my word for it, it would even be better. Although there's nothing wrong with this rendition. And again, this is just using the driver. So the idea between just using the driver and using a custom profile would be that it will just tweak it just that much more. If you had any areas that would not be rendered, say, linearly neutral, that profile is going to help you achieve that neutrality throughout that whole image. The total range of tones will remain neutral from the darkest to the lightest. Now, the other way to do this is to just simply let the driver control color, but not just the way I did it, by simply choosing ProLuster paper in the drop-down menu. In this case, we're going to go ahead and choose black and white mode. If you're on an EPSON printer, you would choose advanced black and white. And I have videos covering that. If you're curious, look them up. Basically, on the EPSON, you would choose dark mode, I don't know why, and neutral. And that gives you the best rendition, say, on a printer such as the P800 that uses 9 colors, 2 grays, and 1 black. In other words, the K3 system. On the Canon printer such as the Pro-1000, the same thing. We have 2 grays, 1 black for each type of media, matte or glossy. And so you simply let the driver tell the printer how to mix mostly your black inks and your grays. And by the way, in case you were wondering, no, it does not just use those inks, okay? It couldn't possibly, because black ink and gray inks in just about every printer is not neutral, like pure neutral. So it requires a bit of neutralizing, if you will, by compositing some of the other colors. It is not a huge type of compositing. Is very gradual, very almost insignificant, but just enough to make sure that the results come out neutral. Is it better? Will I get better tonality? Again, only you will know by trying both methods. If you want to test it on a Pro-1000, for instance, go ahead and print your converted black and white image by letting the driver control color if you're using OEM, or by using an ICC profile, telling the application to control color and then turning off color matching in the driver, or choose black and white mode It doesn't require any ICC profile whatsoever. In fact, you tell your application to let the driver control color in this case. And then you choose black and white mode, or you choose advanced black and white in the EPSON Printer family. And that's it. The results will be pretty much identical. I have done comparisons, and it's hard to tell which is better. In some cases, depending on the image, your shadow areas will be a little bit better represented. In other words, you will have a little bit more separation in certain areas. But again, it's not a day or night difference. It's just very, very subtle. And some people like it. Some people prefer RGB mode. So again, both of them work beautifully. Both of them produce great results. I no longer even use it myself. I print everything through an ICC profile using RGB mode, and I get perfect results, at least visually perfect. That is it. Again, don't lose sleep over this. Try both of them and simply choose the one you like the best. Just don't forget to set your driver correctly when you are printing through an ICC profile. And of course, when you are then using black and white mode, you have to enable the driver to control color. But when you use black and white mode, it's not going to use an ICC profile. That is kind of tricky, but a lot of people don't know that. Black and white mode, advanced black and white mode, does not use an ICC profile at all. All right, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And as always, happy printing, everybody, and bye-bye.